Good morning, fellow nonprofiteers. It is Wednesday morning, and you know what that means. It is What's Good Wednesday. This is our chance to take a break in the middle of the week and celebrate wins from across the nonprofit world. We've got a lot of show today, but first let me introduce myself. My name is Jamie Dingler. I'm the owner of What's Good LLC, a nonprofit marketing and fundraising consulting firm based on the beautiful Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'm also the author of the Itty Bitty Book of Nonprofit Fundraising, Tips for Board Members from a Development Director Who Hates Asking People for Money. Before we get started today, if you have a celebration that you want to share on any of our shows, please send it our way at wednesday@bewhatsgood.com. You can also send us any questions you might have about nonprofit marketing or fundraising. That's wednesday@bewhatsgood.com. Also, if you're wondering where you can find me, always at bewhatsgood.com. You can also watch the show on Facebook and YouTube at Be What's Good, of course. And you can catch us on LinkedIn at What's Good LLC. Obviously, we're getting ready to start the show, so let's just roll into it. This is a celebration for my friends at Talbot Interfaith Shelter, but it's also a bit of a personal celebration this week. I had the absolute pleasure of being part of the planning and co-hosting their wonderful lip sync battle fundraiser over the weekend. This was a phenomenal night. It's the 9th year we've done it together. It is just such a beautiful night where the community comes together in one room and just is joyful, and it's all to help fight homelessness in our community. Their goal was $125,000, and yesterday they finished tallying all the numbers, and they just eked over that total. So I am thrilled for them. When we started this event, it was a $10,000 event. Now it raised $125,000. So I'm so proud of Tiz, and I'm so happy for our neighbors that get the help that they need to get back on their feet because of our amazing community. I should mention we are keeping this show very local to the Eastern Shore this week. We've got another wonderful Eastern Shore organization, Benedictine School. They support students and adults living with intellectual and developmental disabilities. They kicked off the weekend with a staff appreciation party, and they announced 2 awards for exceptional staff members. The Sister Jeanette Award went to Casey Townsend, and the Heart of Benedictine Award went to Angel Russell. Then, because the staff awards night wasn't enough, the very next night they had their annual spring gala. It was dinner, dancing, live and silent auctions, and a raise the paddle time where, hold on to your horses, they raised nearly $180,000 and announced the public launch of their Transforming Lives campaign, which is really exciting. It's going to raise funds for a new residential wing, a adult training and enrichment center, staff support, and funding for operations. To date, they've raised an astounding $14.5 million of their $18 million goal. What an amazing feat. Congratulations to the Benedictine School. So happy and thrilled for you. Let's see who's coming up next. Oh. All right, it's the wonderful folks at Talbot Hospice. They also had a really big weekend. Talbot Hospice offers hope and compassionate support to those facing life-limiting, serious, or end-of-life illnesses. It's a beautiful organization here. They do so much amazing work in our community. They are celebrating a new program and a successful event this week. They had their first Vet to Vet Cafe last week. It was attended by approximately 15 veterans from our community. They had coffee and camaraderie. It was a huge success, and they're happy and excited to have this opportunity to connect veterans and plan on doing this a lot moving forward. So hopefully they'll share that information with us here at What's Good Wednesday, that we can share it with you in the future. They also they kicked off Oxford Day, which is a big event in our neighborhood. It happened this past weekend. They kicked off Oxford Day with their annual memorial walk. It was a beautiful shared moment of reflection, and at the end, walkers were treated to a lively set of music by the band Ampersand and enjoyed some Rise Up coffee. What a beautiful way to start a wonderful community event by reflecting and remembering those we love. Couldn't be anything better. Thank you so much, Talbot Hospice, for everything you do for our community, and congratulations on 2 successful events. Next, we have another incredible organization, For All Seasons. They offer therapy, advocacy, education, and psychiatric care within a secure environment that promotes wellness. They had their community denim art project event at the Ivy Cafe last Wednesday. Attendees were able to come, leave messages of hope, and show their support for survivors of sexual assault to let them know that they are not alone. They also gave out free information and resources and drink spiking prevention scrunchies as part of their Sip Safe campaign, which is designed to raise awareness about the risks associated with drug and alcohol facilitated sexual assault. Thank you for all the work you do for All Seasons and for this wonderful initiative. What a beautiful way to bring the community together and show our neighbors that they're not alone in what they're going through. A little sip of tea because it is Wednesday morning, of course. Now we're moving on for an update. The wonderful organization Tides of Grace, if you'll remember earlier in the month, we spoke about their pop-up dress boutique that they had in Centerville, Maryland. That has now come to an end, and they wanted to report to us that thanks to incredible support from the community who provided all these dresses and suits, over 600 dresses and suits found new homes across our Midshore community. That is people who are getting married, people going to the prom, people going to galas. This is such a simple and wonderful way that you can make sure that everybody has the opportunity to feel good no matter what. They can go out, feel good about themselves, look good, feel good, right? So congratulations, Tides of Grace. I know they have lots of great stuff coming up, so I'm sure we'll hear more from them as they continue their good work. Next is a new organization that we're featuring for the first time. This is the Giving the Edge Foundation out of Queen Anne's County. They help young people grow into successful, caring, responsible, and productive adults by building partnerships and community support. And this is such an exciting thing. What a huge undertaking. They have their annual effort to serve all of the Queen Anne County public schools with a field day coming up. So they are going to help out at field day for 10 different Queen Anne's County schools over the course of 4 days. They're also going to give out over 6,000 t-shirts to teachers, students, and staff, as well as volunteers. And they actually this happens on 5/22, 5/23, and 6/5. They're looking for volunteers. I really wanted to mention this. So if you are on the Eastern Shore and looking for a fun volunteer opportunity, go to theedge360.net/volunteer and you can help out with this monstrous field day initiative and make a bunch of kids' days. We all loved field day growing up. Let's make it special for the kids in our community, shall we? Next, we have my wonderful friends over at the Oxford Community Center. Oxford Community Center enriches community life by fostering educational, cultural, recreational, and social opportunities. They wanted to share a couple of things that are coming up this weekend. They have their the kickoff of their jazz series. It's on May 2nd. It starts with the Alan Harris tribute to Nat King Cole, which I'm a jazz student, so that sounds like heaven to me. And I'm told that they still have some tickets available for that event. They also have their Oxford Fine Arts preview party coming up on May 16th. So if you'd like to learn more information or get tickets to that Alan Harris show this weekend, visit oxfordcc.org for more information. All right. Next, we have an event that's coming up that actually is benefiting multiple organizations in our community. This is so cool. It's coming up on May 3rd this weekend at the Chesapeake Culinary Center in Denton, Maryland. They have 2 sessions from at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. This is a Caroline County Empty Bowls event, and it is benefiting multiple organizations in Caroline County that are addressing food insecurity. This helps Aaron's Place, His Hope Ministries, Martin's House and Barn, and the Food for Learning backpack program. So go out, have some wonderful food, enjoy yourself, and support all of these fantastic organizations. That's Caroline County Empty Bowls. Good luck to them. I hope it's a huge success, and I hope they'll share that news with us when it's all over so we can share next week with you. All right, speaking of upcoming events, our friends at Adkins Arboretum, they inspire environmental stewardship, provide respite and healing, and celebrate natural and cultural diversity through the joy and wonder of the natural world. They have their Native Plant Cafe event coming up. It's on May 10th. It's the day before Mother's Day, so what a wonderful way to spend a morning out with your mom or with another mother in your life and take them out. And you might not get a chance to spend Mother's Day Sunday with, but this is going to be plants and speakers, an assortment of wonderful yum-yums, as they're calling them, from Craft Bakery in Denton. It sounds like a wonderful outing with mom. Great way to fill up your garden and just a wonderful way to enjoy the outdoors. So good luck to them. That's coming up on May 10th at Adkins Arboretum. All right, oh my gosh, I can't believe we are almost done with our good news for this week. Of course, there's always plenty of good news coming up, so I hope you'll join us in future weeks. But let's end things this week with the Radcliffe School. We heard from them last week about their wonderful book event with an award-winning author, but they also wanted to share this momentous news with us. They were officially named a Maryland Green School. They're very excited to announce that they've been officially certified as a Maryland Green School by the Maryland Association for Environmental and Outdoor Education. This recognition reflects their ongoing commitment to environmental literacy, sustainable practices, and hands-on outdoor learning experiences. Their students, staff, and community have worked together to make their school greener, from reducing waste and conserving energy to leading environmental initiatives that make a lasting impact. Congratulations, Radcliffe School. That is amazing, and it takes a lot of effort to do something like that. So congratulations. It's good for you, good for the environment, great for the community. Really happy for you all. Well done. So that's the end of our good news for this week, but we still got a little bit more show. Before we get to our topic of the week, remember, if you've got great news that you want to share, please send it our way Wednesday at bewhatsgood.com. This show comes around every week, so you got to keep that good news flowing so we can make sure to share it with everybody. And again, if you want to be able to, and if you have a question that you want to share with us about nonprofit marketing or fundraising, please also send it my way at Wednesday at bewhatsgood.com. I want to hear from you, and I want to help if I can. So moving on, let's talk about our topic of the week. I've kind of been going back and forth about what I wanted to talk about, but I saw a really timely post yesterday that kind of struck me, and it's something I talk about all the time when I go out and do board training. And I think that, and I've seen it in action, so I think it's important to share it this week. So let's talk about it, shall we? I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know what board of directors needs to hear this, but bring this video to them and press play right here. Your development director is not responsible for raising 100% of the funds that you need. That is not the job of your development director. Yes, your development director is there to help with the strategy. Yes, your development director is there to facilitate you in your responsibility to Bring in the resources that your organization needs to fulfill their mission. Yes, your development director will take on certain tasks that are only their responsibility and not the responsibility of the board. They will absolutely take a much more active role than you will. However, they're one human being. They cannot do the job of 5 to 12 people or 20 people or how many people you have on your board. Your job is to go out and make sure that your organization has the resources that they need, whether that's relationship building, whether that's actually going out and asking people for money. It is also your responsibility. If your organization has a campaign and you are not participating in it, whether it's a fundraising campaign, an event, whatever it is, if you're not participating in it and it fails, that's on you. That's on you. That's not on the efforts of your development person. If they are putting 150% into it, that's 50% too many. You got to pick up the slack. If it's successful, that's despite you. You've got to participate. I talk about this in my book. You don't have to be the one that asks for the money, but you do have to go out there and you do have to build relationships for your organization. You do have to help people. You have to be an ambassador for your mission. If you're not yelling it from the rooftops how passionate you are about your organization's mission, you are doing a disservice to your organization, and maybe the board is not the place for you. It is okay to say that. It's okay to say that, but you've got to participate in fundraising in some way. It's not acceptable to leave your development director hanging. Development work is a very high turnover position. And why is that? Because development people do not get the support that they need. They're doing too many jobs, they're wearing too many hats, and they burn out. Give them the support you need. Also, if you need a little bit more motivation to support your development director, as I just said, it's a high turnover job, and you don't want your development director to own all of your donor relationships. Think about your development director is the only one that has relationships with your donors, and they walk out the door. What are you going to do? You have got to participate in fundraising. You've got to share that responsibility. Find a way that works for you. Go talk to your development director. Find a way that works for you. You don't have to ask for money, but you do have to help. And that is our topic of the week this week. Can you tell it's something I'm incredibly passionate about? Let's go, boards. Let's get involved in fundraising. Let's do it. It's not hard. It can actually be really fun, and it can be done in a way that you feel good about, that makes sense for you, that you feel comfortable with, and that helps your organization. You're all pieces of the puzzle. If you're not participating, you got one puzzle piece trying to complete the whole puzzle. Does that sound right to you? I don't think so. All right, that's this week's topic of the week. If you have a question, or again, if you've got a celebration that you want to share with us on What's Good Wednesday, send it our way at Wednesday at Be What's Good. And again, you can always find our show and find me at BeWhat'sGood.com. And you can watch the show anytime on Facebook or YouTube at Be What's Good, and find us on LinkedIn at What's Good LLC. Of course, I got to do a little plug for my itty bitty book. It is available on Amazon. I hope you'll check it out. It makes a great gift for your board of directors, and we talk a lot about their responsibility to fundraise, so it is actually pretty timely with our topic of the week. There's a lot in there and a lot of actionable ideas for how your board can become involved in fundraising in a way that makes sense for them. So I hope you'll check that out on Amazon. All right, folks, thank you so much for another What's Good Wednesday. We can't wait to see what's good in the week ahead, and have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.